Our topic today is solutions to mathematical statements. All right, and this is a really important topic. This word right here, solutions, you're going to hear that a lot in this course. And one problem with that is that the way that we use that word solution in math is slightly different from the way that you use that word in everyday language. In everyday language, when you have a problem, you try to fix it by finding the solution. And that's not exactly the same way that we use that word in math. All right, here's how we use this word in math. Here's our definition. In math, a solution is a number that makes a mathematical statement true. All right, that's the key thing. It's going to make a mathematical statement true. All right, and what do I mean by mathematical statement? Well, in our course, we're primarily going to be dealing with two types of mathematical statements. We're going to be dealing with equations, and we're also going to be dealing with inequalities. All right, so the solution is going to be the number that's either going to make our equation true or it's going to make our inequality true. In this example, I want to figure out if 6 and negative 7 are solutions to the equation negative 2x plus 6 equals 20. All right, and so we said a solution is going to make that equation true. So if 6 is a solution, it should make this equation true. So to test that, I'm going to substitute. I'm going to replace x with 6. So let's see, negative 2 times our x value plus 6 equals 20, and I'm going to replace that with 6. All right, negative 2 times 6 is negative 12, plus 6 equals 20, and this is negative 6. Negative 6 equals 20, and what we ended up there was this is a false statement. Negative 6 is not equal to 20. And so what can we conclude then? Because 6 made that statement false, that means that 6 is not a solution. Okay, so 6 is not a solution. All right, let's test negative 7. Let's see if negative 7 is a solution. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to replace x with, this time, negative 7. Alright, so inside my parentheses, I'm going to plug in negative 7. Alright, negative 2 times negative 7 is positive 14, plus 6 here equals 20, and we end up with 20 is equal to 20. Right, and obviously 20 is equal to 20, so that means this is true. Right, so what happened? When we replaced x with negative 7, it made that statement true. And because it made that statement true, we can conclude that negative 7 is a solution. Oops. Solution. All right, this time we have an inequality. We have less than or equal to there. And we want to test to see if negative 3 and 4 are solutions to that inequality. 4x minus 7 is less than or equal to 13 minus x. All right, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to test first negative 3, and then we're going to test positive 4. So let's test negative 3. We have 4 times x minus 7 is less than or equal to 13 minus x. And let's replace x with negative 3. All right, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Minus 7 here is less than or equal to 13 plus 3. Negative 12 minus 7 is negative 19. Negative 19 is less than or equal to 16. Now that right there is true. Right? And because that is a true statement, that means that negative 3 is a solution. All right, right now I want you to try the next one. I want you to test 4. And I want you to see if 4 is a solution by checking to see if it makes it true. All right, so go ahead and pause this video and test 4. All right, you should have tested 4 to see if that's a solution. Let's check your work. Oops. So let's plug in 4. 4 times x minus 7 is less than or equal to 13 minus 4. Let's plug in 4 here. So we have 16 minus 7 is less than or equal to 13 minus 4. So this is 9 is less than or equal to 9. Now, 9 is less than or equal to 9. That is a true statement. Right? And because that's a true statement, that means that 4 is a solution. Right? So in this case, both negative 3 and 4 were solutions because they both made that inequality true. All right, last one. We have an inequality again, but this time we have absolute value in our problem. All right, I'm going to do the first one, and we're going to look at our question. It says, which of the following numbers are solutions to the inequality above? 10 and negative 6. All right, I'll test the first one, and then I want you to pause it and test the last one. All right, so let's check and see if what happens when I plug in 10. 10 divided by 2 minus 8. The absolute value of that, let's check to see if that's greater than 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we have the absolute value of 5 minus 8 is greater than 3. 5 minus 8 is negative 3. The absolute value of negative 3, let's see if that's greater than 3. Absolute value of negative 3 is positive 3 because it's 3 spaces from 0. Well, is 3 greater than 3? No, that's false. Right? And because that is false, that tells me that 10 is not a solution. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and test negative 6 and see if negative 6 is a solution. Alright, you should have tested negative 6. Let's see what we get. Alright, so we have the absolute value of negative 6 over 2 minus 8 is greater than 3. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So I have the absolute value of negative 3 minus 8 is greater than 3. Negative 3 minus 8 is negative 11. So I have the absolute value of negative 11 is greater than 3. The absolute value of negative 11 is positive 11 because negative 11 is 11 spaces from 0. All right, and we have this statement here, 11 is greater than 3. And that right there is a true statement. And because that's a true statement, that shows me that negative 6 is a solution.